What's up guys, it's Andy and today I have a long-awaited 2022 year in review for you guys. I do have my laptop with some notes so that I can keep myself on track, and we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it so that it's hopefully not too long of a video, though I will preface by saying the year in reviews are usually between 15 and 20 minutes, so buckle up and let's get started. So normally I start out these videos by talking about my goals that I had for the previous year and the goals I plan on having for the next year. And I want to change that tradition a little bit and talk about the milestones of 2022 and why they've affected my outlook on goal setting. So we started the year with the traumatic and dramatic departure from my old training barn where every bridge was burned and shit hit the fan. It's just something that I haven't really talked much about on this channel because there are people that still watch my videos and still thumbs down my videos, and it's just kind of old hat at this point. Maybe I'll elaborate one day. And then once we got to our new barn with Gideon, he had some severe PTSD type symptoms. We actually had to work with an animal behaviorist because he just showed signs of significant and severe isolation. He had terrible buddy sourness when he was introduced to a herd. He didn't know how to act in a herd because he wasn't turned out with other horses in the entire time I owned him. And he was just a boundary pusher, and had telltale signs of abuse, whether that was in his time with me or if that was prior to his time with me. It's hard to tell, but it's just the things that we had to work through with Gideon, and we worked through that and got him into a good place. But then that's when we discovered he had to be rehabbed because the people I bought him from were dishonest about the extent to which his past hip injuries actually affected the way he rode. And contrary to how many people told me it was a behavioral problem, it wasn't. He was in chronic pain all the time. So we did a 16-week rehab, and then I found out he wasn't going to be a riding horse. And I've waited 27, now 28 years to have a horse of my own, and that wasn't going to work with my lifestyle. Some people gave me a ton of crap for deciding to rehome him. I didn't take any money for him. I found him a very loving home who still keeps in contact with me, and he's living his best life. I will throw in some pictures from updates, but apparently when some deer had taken down the fence, he walked his way over a couple acres to the next neighbor's house, and the children were feeding him carrots from the kitchen window. And he now has some goat friends, oh my gosh, and he is woolly and fat and just absolutely so happy. He ironically loves the children of his new owner, and I think he's just where he needs to be. So then I went through the entire process of buying a new horse again, except this time on my own, which honestly wasn't much better or worse than having a trainer. So, can't really speak to that topic. And all the scamming and all the fake posts and all of that. So that was a roller coaster. Finally bought my horse and got him here. He was 200 pounds underweight and almost unrideable compared to what he had been prior to travel, but he came off the track in such poor condition that we had to spend all this time getting weight and muscle on him, and now he's got the weight but maybe not all the muscle he needs. So we're still working on that, and we've had our first successes with verbal cue training on the lunge line, and his first canter under saddle that he actually got it, and then his first jump under saddle. So there has been so much going on this year that no one could have predicted. Maybe some of you had predicted that I was moving barns based on my end of year review last year, but all the stuff with Gideon and then Elliot, it's just, you couldn't have predicted that. So all my goals, the very few that I set last year, went out the window, basically. So I am a little less goal-oriented now, and maybe more of a checklist that I'd like to do throughout the year, things like singular task type items that I want to do, and I'll get into the details on that later. But I just don't think that I can set physical goals anymore. and this past year is an example why. Okay, so let's get into the social media review. So let's cover TikTok first. I'll put my TikTok handle here. And this year we ended with 1,909 followers. We had 46.8 thousand likes total on the page. And the top TikToks were Moving Day, which was my TikTok about moving Gideon and how it was the best decision I ever made. That got 84,000 views. Then my TikTok titled Roll Time, which was Gideon's first time ever rolling. I had never seen him be comfortable enough to roll in front of other people in an arena where he was vulnerable, and that got 8,256 views and likes. And then Sunday Stall Clean got 4,487, which was just kind of me walking through a winter stall cleaning session. And we definitely didn't have as many viral videos this year. I've definitely solidified a group of people that watch my TikToks more frequently now, as opposed to just randomly appearing on people's For You pages. And I did make a couple TikToks regarding how TikTok is limiting traffic to smaller channels. And, you know, I would generally get a few thousand views, a couple likes on all of my videos, and they've been significantly de-trafficked in the meantime. We're lucky if we get maybe 500 views on a video now, so I'm just doing it because it's fun and it doesn't take a lot of time, so I'm gonna continue doing it. Then we've got YouTube. So my top YouTube videos were He's Here, Elliot's Arrived. That got 414 views. You guys are crazy. That was amazing. And that was the video about Elliot arriving. Then the second most viewed video was Gideon Talk to an Animal Communicator, and that was 172 views. And then the third most viewed was Gideon Left Today, which was obviously the goodbye vlog for Gideon, and that was 159 views. So check those out if you haven't seen them already. And we had 88 subscribers a year ago at this time. We now have 130, so welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here. And some of you have come from TikTok. Like I said, if you follow me here, follow me on TikTok and vice versa. And then we had 16 of the 19 videos get over 100 views, which is crazy because the first year I did this, I just wanted one video over 100. Last year our goal was 3. I didn't set a goal for this year, but we far exceeded it. Like, the exponential growth is just absolutely crazy. So I'm super excited to have you guys here. And then we always, as long as my channel stays manageable, we'll do the top commenter of the year, which for a second year in a row, Veronica Equestrian. I will link her page down below. And since Veronica was the top commenter and profiled on my review last year, I will make some honorable mentions. We also had Grace Brenner 3163, who was very close to beating out Veronica for top commenter. We've also got Ryan Perry 3107, which was a close third. And then finally we had Puck for Life, which is Kathleen over on TikTok. She's Cat D Eventing. She's actually a mutual that I have through TikTok. And so these are my honorable mentions, and I will leave everybody's information in the description below, so you should go and check out everybody's channels, and if they have TikToks, check those out as well. So I kind of mentioned how the goals thing just kind of fell apart this year, and it changed my mentality about setting goals when it comes to riding, because so much can change. So I have instead decided to make a 2023 checklist of things I either want to do as a singular event or things that I want to make sure I continue doing that I'm already doing, like something easy to maintain, something easy to meet, because you never know what's going to happen. So things that I set for goals this year that didn't happen were filming more YouTube. I only had 19 videos this year, and last year I had 23, so I had less. So I did not meet that goal. I stopped lessoning, I had to sell my horse, and I definitely didn't do any horse shows. So very much did not come close to any of the goals. And so I don't want to make goals kind of set like that. So My 2023 checklist is going to be invest in a better saddle for myself and Elliot, because he has kind of a weird body. He doesn't have much top line, it's getting better, but he has very narrow shoulders and then a high croup, so it's kind of messing with my seat for sure. And then I want to keep investing in MagnaWave and chiropractic for him because he really seems to benefit from it. And if I'm able, I possibly might consider sending Elliot off for training. I have made it very clear in all my TikToks and videos, I am not a trainer. I never claimed to be. I never claimed to have knowledge and all this crazy stuff. I just wanted to see how far I could take him myself. And as of this week, I have actually instilled the help of my friend Stephanie, who used to ride Hunter. She currently rides eventing. She actually just did a clinic with Boyd Martin this year. She judges all of the local Hunter schooling shows in the area, and she rides under one of my former trainers who I'm actually so close with. So I am happy to have her actually be putting training rides on Elliot, and she's such a saint. Her horse has actually been out of commission for a while, so she is doing it for free, which is wonderful because I don't have to worry about an additional financial commitment every month. And so we're gonna just start with this and see if having a more well-rounded, experienced rider, putting training rides on him can help him. And of course, she'll kind of help mentor me on things I need to work with so that together we can be a better team. He's such a quick learner that it might be all that he needs. If we get further into the year, further into spring, kind of closer to summer when all the shows are gonna be, and he isn't quite where I want him to be, I might consider sending him out for 30 to 60 days of training. Obviously, that would entail me having to find a trainer that I like because I'm not just going to let anybody touch this horse. I don't want anyone to ruin him. And then I would have to see financially what that commitment would look like. So that's a possibility, and why I'm saying if able or if necessary, that is something on my checklist to do. And if able, because I'm now at a barn that isn't a show barn and we have a bunch of different disciplines, I don't really have anyone that's on a set showing schedule, and I don't own my own trailer, so I want to go to a show in some capacity, whether that's doing a walk trot or a poles class or just flat work classes, or if Elliot decides he wants to become the next Hunter star, we start doing courses, then maybe we'll do that. But I'm, again, leaving that super vague because if I can't even get anyone to trailer us, then I guess I'm not going to the show. So we'll just kind of see how it plays out. I want to get through winter. I want to get through, Elliot's going to start some different nutrition with high protein to help him build muscle. And we're just going to see if we can get him in the shape he needs to be. And if we can progress his training along to the point where I would feel comfortable with my severe anxiety taking him to a show. So it's on the checklist, but it's a situational type thing. Lastly, before we get into our little video and photo montage, I just wanted to go over some things that I learned this year. I feel like I really grew as a horse person this year, having moved barns. I was a lot more involved in horse management, barn care. I got a start in beginning training on younger horses, and I definitely had to struggle with the morality and ethics of making decisions for your horse and not for yourself. I feel like I've grown as a horse person by having to muck out my own stall every Sunday. It just kind of gets your hands back into the work. I have to prep his feed every 14 days. I have to, do all of his supplements. I'm doing the majority of his first aid care because, boy, he likes to play hard in the pasture, and we definitely are not without injury at any given moment in time. And so my hands-on veterinary care, healthcare, wound care has grown significantly. I'm not so startled by cuts and scrapes anymore. I feel a little more well-versed on when do we call the vet, when do we not call the vet. I've got my antibiotics, my bute, all of my Banamine, first aid type stuff on hand, ready to go. We've got the standing wraps, we've got vet wraps. So I feel like I've really grown in knowledge that way, and I don't think a lot of people get that opportunity depending what type of barn they're at. So really grateful for the opportunity. It's been a crazy year, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I'm holding on by the seat of my pants at this point, and I'm hoping and praying that 2023 can be a little bit more relaxing and that we can find some joy again, because there's been good moments this year, but certainly a large bucket of sadness and hard days. So I'm really hoping that we can kind of find our groove for 2023. So I'm gonna wrap it up there because I don't want to talk too long, but let's go ahead and move into our video montage with some photos, and Happy New Year. Did you really have to get in there? You're so cute. You're so cute. Yes, I bought a cat, guys.